What's up, boys? Just another quick update as we go over the results together of the What Do You Want in Your Mustang survey. Yes, I am wearing glasses, and no, it's not because I just got Will Smithed, but because something got in my eye and it's wreaking havoc, and I want to spare you guys from looking at this. You're welcome, and let's do work. We're about to hit 9,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. If you weren't watching these videos, I wouldn't be making them. Thank you. New here?
If you like Mustangs, motorcycles, and man tech, hit the subscribe. If you like this video, would you please do me a big favor and hit that like button right now? It really helps push the video on the YouTube algorithm. Love you guys.
All right, formalities out of the way. Thank you guys so much for voting to let us and hopefully Ford know what you want in your next Mustang. Here are the results. All right, more horsepower at 49% of the votes. No surprise here. The current gen is about 500 horsepower to the crank, so Ford underrated it at 480, which is vastly better than overrating it. Good job, Ford. But we can always use more horsepower. I loved my 2018 Mustang GT, but we could always use more horsepower, so the people were right. I personally would like to see 80 or more horsepower. I dream, I know, but a man can dream. Anyway, I would have rated horsepower second. Torque, next with 22% of the votes. I think my 2018 Mustang GT had a fun amount of torque, but needed a lot more oomph. Like 100 pound-feet more would be sick. I would salivate over that. So what I would love to see is a 50 to 75 pound-feet increase in torque. But I know I'm just dreaming. Hey, a man can dream, right? But that's what power adders are for anyway, right? We'll talk about that later. I agree, torque definitely in the top two. Okay, better technology with 18%. The Mach-E has some great tech. I have a video of that if you're interested, but I don't want too much of that futuristic tech in my Mustang GT. I don't really want that giant tablet-looking touchscreen in my Mustang GT. The touchscreens that they have now and the gorgeous displays that they have now are already great. Maybe tweak them to be a little bit better, a little bit higher resolution, a little bit more responsiveness with the touchscreen, and I think that would be great. I loved all the different ways you could customize your car and change all the different colors and things like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. As long as they don't go overboard and make my GT more like a Tesla. Nothing wrong with a Tesla, by the way. But the Mustang GT is a muscle car, or at least it was. Now it's more like a sports car. We'll talk about that later. One suggestion from Mike Fixed It. If you haven't seen his YouTube, check out the description below. Great channel. He suggested, Ford, please make those toggle switches cycle up and down. Quite frankly, it's ridiculous that you can't do that. If I go too far in a setting, I have to keep cycling the thing until my setting comes up again. Kind of ridiculous. Ford, fix it. Anyway, I hope that's improved in the S650. Better fuel economy with 6%. Enough said. My GT got about 21 miles per gallon, but I drove aggressively. My GT350 got 16 miles per gallon, but I drove aggressively. And frankly, I'm not going to buy a muscle car or a sports car to save gas. But if you can bump up the power and the torque and improve fuel efficiency, especially with the current fuel situation here, it would be highly appreciated. But definitely not at the expense of power. All right, handling coming in at number 5 here with 5% of the votes. This one surprised me. I can't believe fuel economy and tech beat handling. I would have put handling right after more torque. Although with the existing performance packages, handling is already great. I had the performance package level 1 on my 2018 GT. It was tight, but it was nothing compared to what my GT350's handling was. I think the S650 needs a performance package level 3. Okay, so on the other choices were all-wheel drive, which unfortunately it looks like we're not going to be getting. If you check out one of my prior videos, I'll put at the end of this video. Looks like Ford has confirmed that all-wheel drive is not going to be an option, sadly. I would love an all-wheel drive option that added traction, but then we're really moving away from what makes a Mustang a Mustang. We've already moved out of the muscle car and into the sports car territory with the Mustang, but I do have a feeling with the S650, Ford might bring that needle back a little bit more towards muscle car. At least if these pictures are true. It at least looks more like a muscle car, but yeah, I think it definitely looks more aggressive so far. I'm not entirely happy with this, by the way, and you can check out my video of that in the link after this video. I'm hoping maybe this is like the EcoBoost or whatever, and the Mustang GT looks a little bit better. Ford, fix it. Sorry about this. Okay, here's another one. Keep the manual option. Yes, I wholeheartedly put my stamp of approval on that. It's a stamp of approval. And make it a Tremec. Yes, fully agree. I had both versions, and I also had the Tremec in the GT350, and the Tremec is superior. Give us the Tremec as an option, even if you have to bump the price a little bit. And I do mean a little bit, like $5. No more. Otherwise, let's avoid any violence, Ford. So unfortunately, the manual may not happen, and I did make a video of that at the end of this video. If you guys want to check it out, I highly encourage you to. And if the manual is not an option in the Mustang GT, and you can still get a manual M3, for example, several sports cars still offer a manual. Not having a manual in a Mustang GT would be a tragedy. Yeah, the automatic transmissions are faster, and I may go that route with the S650, but I still want to have that manual option just for when I want to go out and roll my own gears and live and drive in that raw format. Get the auto if you're doing, drag racing racing and things like that, it's like a filet mignon, but sometimes you just want to dig into a fat, juicy steak. The manual's like a big, fat, juicy, bloody steak. Not too bloody though, just like kind of medium, like medium, not medium rare, but like medium, not medium well, but like medium. No! What? Better build quality, specifically the paint. The paint is very easy to get swirl marks in. My dealership washed my Mustang GT once and butchered it. Always give the DNW do not wash order when servicing your car. They even washed my GT350 one time and ripped off a chunk of my vinyl stripes on the front, and they didn't even bother to tell me, but I forgive them. We need more forgiveness in this world today. All right, further ideas. Hybrid power. This may still be an option, as I think we'll find out soon, but it's probably going to be more along the fuel efficiency side instead of a more exciting acceleration boost. But who knows, we'll see. Forced induction. I would love a factory power adder because it would come with a full warranty and I wouldn't have to be scared to drive my car. Ford, please add this option. Please add a power adder option. Okay, next is mid-engine like the C8. Here's what that may look like. Hey, I'd buy it. I was really hoping for a new, radical, revolutionary version of the S650. But that's not happening though, based on the test mule footage that we've all seen. Okay, here's a good one. Lose 10% of its weight. I fully agree with that. If we can make this more powerful and more lean at the same time, hey, more power to you. More power to us, actually, which would be appreciated. Okay, sunroof. I disagree on this one, but to each his own. Get a rag top if you want. One of my old M3s was a drop top and it was really fun. A T-top option. Hey, I'm all for that retro stuff. More trunk space or a hatchback like the Audi A5 Sportback. I'd be interested to see what that might look like. But if you really want to have a lot of space, I mean, don't get a Mustang GT, get a minivan. A Mustang GT is not that big. I went from my 2017 STI, which was the size of an apartment building, into my 2018 Mustang GT, and the windshield was like right in my face. Yeah, Mustang GT, not gonna have a lot of storage space. And finally, go back to heritage styling, especially the front end. Hey, if Dodge can do it, so can you, Ford. I agree with that. I do love this retro stuff as long as it's got enough high-tech fused into it, but not too much high-tech. And I think they might be going a little bit in that direction with this one. So to me, it looks a little bit more aggressive like the previous models, but we'll see. So I really would have loved to see something revolutionary from the S650, but based on the test footage, it just looks minorly evolutionary. Either way, I'm super excited. Ford has never let me down with the Mustang, but I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. With all the different regulations being forced on these car companies these days, with the pressure on gas prices, etc., I'm going to have to be cautiously optimistic here. I hope that they don't sacrifice power, torque, handling, and fun, and make the car more like a Prius. Not that there's anything wrong with a Prius, guys. You want to drive a Prius? More power to you. Wuss. I kid. So guys, thanks again for participating in the survey. Feel free to leave your comments below. If you have any other ideas besides this, please drop a comment below with your ideas and let's discuss. All right, guys, always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.